Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to more Metroid Prime 1. In the last episode, we end up completing the first area, which is basically the tutorial level. And now in this episode, we're actually going to start Metroid Prime proper. The first thing you want to do is you actually want to scan your ship. You can scan it when you first arrive in the tutorial area, but to be perfectly honest, it actually would not count. So our first peak of interest is actually going to be in this location right over here, mainly because of two reasons. One, if we don't do it now, we're probably going to forget, and you kind of want to do it now rather than later. If this was just a normal playthrough of mine, I would go ahead and end up saving this area last, but for right now this is not, so yeah. You gotta take my word for it. Anyways, oh, these are also enemies too. I mean, can you believe it? It's a lot of things that are enemies. They basically slow you down. They're basically like very glorified seaweed. Anywho, welcome to the impact crater. This is essentially an area that's going to be brought back later on into the game. For right now, it's not really all that interesting. It has story significance, just not yet. In fact, if we actually check what this is, this part will end up telling us. This is a pirate data. Space pirate encrypted data encoded. Log 10.308.0. Field team reports are in on an age structure of alien design. Built on the surface of Tallon IV, studies to show their structure, projects, and containment field. This field bears access. Bars. Nah. Prime source of energy within a deep crater. Science team believes the field is powered by a number of strange Chozo artifacts. We have found some of these relics in studies. Essentially, yada yada yada, Chozo artifacts is very important. If you end up seeing anything like this, well, yeah. Speaking of which, we actually can't really progress through this, so because we don't have the requirements. Actually, I think we can go ahead and say what it is. Yes, okay. There's a blast shield on the door. Okay, so yeah, you do want to also get those immediately because there are very few of those, so you do want to end up getting them now. Some of the doors you can scan, some of them you can't. I don't know. It's very weird on that, but whatever. Let's continue on. Now, if this was the GameCube version, we would have been able to go ahead and get up there very easily with a very precise scan jump. This is basically a thing that you can be able to do in the original. In the original Metroid Prime. Anyways, I don't know any of the enemies in this game, so don't expect me to know. Sometimes I'm just gonna probably just give them random names such as Beetle, which is exactly what this is. It's about as basic as you're gonna get. So yeah, they're not gonna really be glorified, different types of enemies. Also need to, in the first episode that I did, I had to go ahead and lower the volume a bit now for this episode, mainly because of the fact that, oh boy, the audio, I yell a lot, and my voice is very, very loud, so I had to go ahead and try to get some sort of fixing propers to that. So, hopefully the audio is actually better now, and it's actually not too low to a point that you can't really hear anything. Also, I had to go ahead and change the volume of the game as well, because that was also low. So, yeah. Anyways, let's start with the Chozo Ruins West. Let's actually get to the proper place. As you can see here, you can go ahead and see the bunch of ruins that the Chozo artifacts has managed to go ahead and inscript inside the walls. And that is the only detail you'll ever see of Samus's face. You'll see more of her at the end of the game. Let's continue. Alright. We got an incoming scan data. Abnormal seismic activity. Seismic disturbance of ruined sites. Well, to be honest, okay, let me just introduce what this actually means. Essentially, like I said in the last episode, you take forever, the game will end up telling you where you need to go. It doesn't really tell you exactly where you need to go, it just says where your point of interest will be at. And the Chozo lore is basically important. You need to scan all of these to also get 100%. As I stated before, getting 100% is a bit on the side, but we'll see where we go from here. The history of the Chozo structures back into the ancient times, so far into the fog of past that we know not where our ancestors came from. One thing is clear, however, the Chozo who colonized Tallon IV made a cautious choice to eschew Okay, you know what? I suck at reading, and all these are kind of big words for me. So, hey, it's going to be different for me. Providence of the universe, we believe we will be spending peaceful days here and plan to leave our worlds from time to time. Neato. Alright, and welcome to the first real area of the game. Welcome to the Chozo Ruins. Oh, yeah. I have to, like, build up suspense, If I don't build up suspense, what am I going to do with you guys? Come on, guys. Suspense is the key of fortune. Now, Metroid Prime could be a long game or it could be a very short game. We're going to try to make it into, I don't know, it's going to be a whatever amounts of parts, to be honest. It's not really a long game, in all honesty. Metroid Prime 2 is a little bit longer for what it does, and 3 is a little bit more straightforward. We got ourselves some new enemies here. We kind of seen these, which are the scarabs. You don't want to go ahead and run into these guys on veteran mode because they hurt. Like, for right now, you've only saw, like, them do, like, a little damage, but if you end up running into all of them, and why am I not able, okay, I was wondering why I wasn't able to scan that. These are ions, basically laser enemies. You'll be able to take care of them a bit later. For right now, we don't have the means of taking care of them. Ow. The hell hit me? Anyways, got ourselves some other new enemies, which are basically the bee enemies I was talking about, the War Wasp Hive. And if you wait a bit, well, first off, we want to get rid of these guys. Okay, let's see. Chozo lore, Chozo script translate. Many long years have passed, yada yada yada. Look, if you guys wish to read all the Chozo lore, I recommend playing the game yourself. I'm not reading all the Chozo lore because we be here forever. Look, this is not a Legend of Zelda game. I ain't got time for that. Anyways, let's let the Hive, little beetle enemies. Like I said, you have to go ahead and end up scanning them again, even though you saw them on the frigate. War Wasp. Basically, airborne enemies. Their stingers hurt like hell, so you do want to be careful for that. But if we go in here, we end up finding our save point. We don't need to scan that again because we already know what it is, so yeah. I'm actually fine in saving progression now because I know that my recording won't screw up. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't. But hey, the worst thing that can really happen in Metroid whoa, hello, and goodbye. You guys are just waiting for me there? By the way, I can understand some people might be a little bit freaked out on the whole first-person shooter aspect of Metroid. If you are a bit afraid of the first-person aspect, I do not blame you in the slightest. I can't really warn you here and there about certain things that will show up in the game because, sorry, I have like no control over it half the time. But if anything does end up occurring, and I kind of will sometimes recommend it, you kind of look away for the most part. But normally, I will end up like killing the enemies very quickly to a point that you probably won't. Where the crap? You know what? You guys are just like annoying flies that's like one right in my house right now. Thank you, because that's exactly what I need to be reminded of. Luckily, I'm playing on a very better TV now because I remember in this area it used to be dark as crap in my old TV. Oh boy. Anyways, you might have noticed that this thing over here, this is a warning symbol. It's basically your hazardous system. If it goes up any higher, that means that this is hazardous. And again, you can kind of tell by the very weird green goop. Alright, time for our first boss. And as Metroid fashion, we see power up, we end up, well, you see major power up and then you're kind of forced to deal with it for the most part. Damn. We were like so close. I don't even know how well, to be honest, the reasoning behind it is essentially because the Chozos, it's part of like a Chozo security. Hell, it says it right here. Security unit programmed to work with Predator's Hive dwellers. A design flaw makes the shielding on Hive mecha weak around their access parts. No, it says ports. Okay, never mind. These units are second generation combat drones, able to interface with organic units at higher level. They train, shelter, and work with the Hive dwelling predators. Unarmed, they rely on their Hive beasts to handle any threats, which we can go ahead and actually scan them because these things are actually new enemies too. Ram wars. Basically, they're gonna ram into you. Whenever they stop, you have to actually shoot them, and you won't get, I would say you won't really get pushed into the goop, so you don't really have to worry, as I'm actually doing a very terrible job. And your best bet is to look at the window, the window that's up top, so you can actually go ahead and see where the wasp is actually going to stop. So go away. And once you've killed those certain amounts of enemies, you can go ahead and end up taking damage. This thing has no health. It's just basically a gauntlet of waves of enemies that you're just going to have to fight. So yeah, that's basically it. Take that. You suck. Where? Come on. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Luckily enough, their aim is kind of terrible. Then again, well, they are bees. You guys ever gotten stung by wasps before? I haven't, and I don't choose not to. I mean, I don't choose. Ow. Okay. This is a bit of a problem here. Wait a minute. No, you don't. Now, you also don't want to go ahead and get out of the ring, because what can end up happening is two things can happen. You can accidentally end up hitting them while they're flying about, and that's actually not good. Now, I'm going to have to go ahead and get a little bit serious here, because, oh boy, you guys are getting a little bit on the edge side. And I'm not a huge fan of you guys. Okay, what is going on? Whoa. Okay. There you go. You see? Yeah, I can shoot you guys very quickly because I've been playing Mega Man. Mind you, I don't really know what the hell Mega Man has anything to do with it. But hey, as long as I'm shooting you guys, I don't care. Yeah, you can essentially kill them all. You can go ahead and shoot them in the face. Wow, you know what? This is a lot better. Rapid fire! Whoa. Okay, one of you guys almost actually shot me. Hit me. Sorry, I don't feel like losing to you guys, because that would be bad. Booyah! Where's the rest of them? Come on. Okay, there. Alright, now we got just a few more, and alright, you just stopped. Okay, first off, you clipped through the floor, and you decided to hit me. That's impressive. Now go away. Can you stop, please? No, of course not. You're gonna stop in the area where I can go ahead and at least get you. And we're done. That's it. And we got ourselves our Metroid. And yes, I'm going to keep making, and that's going to stay. That's going to stick, guys. I'm not changing what I've said to this. Anyways, if we look at it, we got ourselves a missile launcher back. Booyah! And just like Metroid fashion, whenever you get yourself your new weapon or upgrade, you get the traditional Metroid sound fanfare, which I actually like in this game. Super Metroid is a little bit more annoying because you kind of hear it repeatedly. And for beating that boss, you also get, not only that, but you also get yourself an energy tank, which ends up increasing your unit to 100. Which is kind of weird, in all honesty. I don't know why it says 100, because your maximum is 99. I never really understand that sort of design choice. And I accidentally collected one that was, I did not mean to collect that. So I'm going to have to actually find another packet that actually gives me a full upgrade. Anyways, let's continue on. Now that we have missiles we'll be able to get missile upgrades, obviously, for anybody who is Metroid veterans. I say Metroid veterans specifically because people already know that, you know, you can get missile upgrades and everything. But the other thing is that we can now end up destroying the hives now. So, you see that hive right there? We can shoot it with a missile, and now we don't have to actually worry about the enemies anymore. So, yeah. I mean, they don't infinitely spawn, thank God, but, you know, if you want to just get rid of them, you might as well. Brimstone Wall. A concessive blast may shatter it. Sadly, I don't think... Okay, no, that does work. Okay, never mind. There's like a thing called the power beam in this, so I thought that you needed that, so... Blast cap. Basically, if you go near it, they will explode in your face and cause toxic fumes. You don't want to go and touch the toxic fumes because they hurt. Anyways, let's go ahead and get that. Wait. You know me. I gotta go ahead and do this. Mission expansion. Every single mission expansion gives you 5. I recommend trying to find all of them because they're going to be important. And we can't go in there because we don't have the morph ball, but we will be getting that soon. Anyways, if we go in here, just in case if you know you're a bit of a newbie to the Metroid series, including when it's a 3D version, you do want to try to go out of your way to find the downloadable map so you can go ahead and get the full access map of the entire area. They won't tell you what the area is, but at least it will tell you where you can go. Luckily enough for me, I've been playing this game for quite a bit, so I know where to go. I might screw up here and there, like I said in the last episode, but it's bound to happen, to be honest. Like, you know, not every Let's Play is going to be a perfect Let's Play. Unless it's commentary, then that's probably like a different story. I can't get that mission expansion because I lack the morph ball, so we're going to have to backtrack. Now, another thing that can basically turn off a lot of people with the Metroid series is basically its backtracking. And I can understand that that's not the appeal for everybody. And trust me, I can understand the backlash of not really having much of an enjoyment with a game that you have to end up backtracking. And I can understand that. That's fair. But you know what? After a while, I kind of enjoy it. I end up enjoying being able to backtrack from place to place to place, you know? Anyways, we won't end the episode yet because we gotta go in this direction. We'll be going into that other direction in the impact crater a little bit later, because we're gonna end up back at that area regardless. So instead of me wasting my time, I'm just gonna go ahead and just continue on. There are actually a bunch more scarabs here. I don't know why the scarabs explode. I don't really understand that. Scarabs are weird. I'm pretty sure scarabs don't explode in real life. If they do, then I guess I haven't seen explosive scarabs. But if we see over there, we can actually see the morph ball. Sadly, however, remember that tip where I end up saying that you're gonna need to learn how to master the strafe button? Well, this is when it actually is coming into play. You're gonna need to go ahead and actually master this, like, immediately. Because there is a boss that you can actually fight that is required for you to go ahead and master the strafe button. I don't know why I said the shift button. That doesn't make any sense. Anyways, I am shooting you and it's not working for some reason. Why is it like my shots are like completely missing? Okay, you know what? I'll just kill you guys with missiles. Is that way I know that I'm gonna win. Alright, let me see. Now, when these guys are going like shifting back and forth, in fact, we're gonna actually see it with this thing, which is actually a mini boss. When it shifts back and forth and it ends up shuddering its tendrils a bit, it's gonna charge at you. Your goal is to just to strafe past it, like okay, or it can just bash me in the face immediately. That's always fair. Anyways, this is a plated beetle, well-armored, burrowing insect, vulnerable only to rare adamant. Creatures thick cranial plated can repel frontal attacks. This gives it an advantage in combat, allowing it to make ramming attacks only surfacing when it detects vibration above it, when it maneuvers itself so as it always faces rival, keeping an exposed adamant protected. Anyways, basically, when it does that, you strafe. And that's essentially all you're doing with this. Hell, the game even tells you that you're supposed to even do that, because you can't go ahead and fight this thing any other way. Come on. This one's a little bit stronger, mainly because, you know, it's a mini-boss, so, yeah. I say that, it kind of dies in like 2 shots, but whatever. Anyways, killing that allows you to get the morph ball. There are proper bosses, and we got ourselves another Metroid. Booyah! There are proper bosses in this game, guys, don't worry. There really are. They're not all the bosses are that easy. They're just mini bosses, because just like in Metroid, Super Metroid, and Metroid Fusion, most bosses you fight are sometimes just mini bosses. Wait, frick! I didn't want to get that. Anyways, sadly, however, we do not have any bombs, so we can't access that. Seriously, this game always seems to be teasing us with every single thing. It's kind of annoying. But oh yeah, that also kind of means we can't really get that thing that we want to. Oh well. We do have ourselves another place that we need to go to, and I actually know where the next area is located. Now, after a while, once you start progressing through this area, those beetles will no longer be spawned. It will be spawned with the bigger beetle, that metal-plated beetle enemy. So, yeah. That's something to go ahead and tell you about. I mean, it's not really important, but it's Anyways, let's continue and move on as quickly as possible. Luckily enough, I love about this is that, you know, you can just move around, shoot, and gun. You wouldn't be able to come through this area if you did not have the morph ball, however, so, yeah. Our goal is to go ahead and go deeper into the Chozo Ruins. I like the structure in this place. It's pretty cool. Can't do anything in here, so we're just going to have to avoid practically everything. And since I'm a reckless person and I actually, you know what I'm doing, we're going to go through here just like that. Alright, now... Alright. Shriek bats. When they see you, they go ahead and kamikaze themselves. Not really smart enemies, I can tell you that much, but hey, I'm not gonna be judgmental on their ways of living, you know? And we got another new enemy. Sheesh, we're just getting new enemies all around. You know, that's actually pretty interesting though. Like, Super Metroid, you probably had like the strategy guy that probably told you what most of the enemies were called. But in this game, you know, you can just I missed it. Wait, hold on. No, I got the runic. I didn't even get the enemy. Aren't these new enemies? No, they're not. Huh, I guess not. Whatever. Wait, hold on. That is the extra expansion. Ah, there we go. Yep. Because, like I said, you also need to get the information for those too. Like I said, you gotta scan everything, guys. It's very interesting. Like I said, I'm not gonna go ahead and read much of it. Like, I will probably read like the important stuff. This room is important later on. We just don't have the means of actually progressing deeper into it, so we're actually gonna go this way. The thing I like about those enemies, they actually have eyes. So yeah, that's actually pretty cool. We're actually getting to the point of ending the episode, however, because if I go here, we shall find ourselves at, really, a safe point. Alright guys, so that is the end of this episode of Metroid Prime 1. I don't really need to call it that. You guys already know it's Metroid Prime 1. Anywho, I will see you guys next time until we go deeper into the Chozo Ruins. Laters!